Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is the Pale Rider Cavalry. This is a Friday night round. I've got Spidey Wing, Nurse Gundam, and Nexo Hunter with me, and we had a good time. Gundam Maniac may or may not be on the other team. I don't remember, but this was just a couple of Fridays ago, and just a random round where I wound up running the Pale Rider Cavalry and having a fun time with it, so that's why it's here. And we're a little bit, I think we're already a little spread out, not too severely, but it's the early part of a round yet, and right now we're just kind of trying to figure out where to be to, do the best damage. I'm chasing the GOG because I can do a lot of damage to it and get some stun in on it from a distance with my Gatling. And meanwhile, Spidey is, I believe, in his J-Gun, and just, no, it's way too low level for a J-Gun, disregard that. But he did pretty solid damage against it, and between the two of us, it's down. I got the high-speed Dom in the back, and we almost have it. And that is, let's see, there's something up there that's almost dead, too. Somebody's shooting me, so I'll leave those two low-health people to Spidey and go over here. Well, one of them turned around and is now shooting me, so, for that, you must die. And, let's see, that is... I think that's the Jim Sniper Custom Missile Launcher type, or Shimoda Squad, if you played GBO1. And, yep, GOG's coming in again. As you can see, I'm just backing away from it, because the cavalry's fairly quick, and just working the legs, because that's pretty much what needs done with it. Okay, it got its tackle off, but can it do it twice? No. Didn't even try. Just smacked Spidey, who is almost dead, but that's not enough, so... And missed. It shot me, which gives Spidey an opportunity to get in. Spidey, that's probably Spidey's gym command. He said he's been practicing with the bazooka melee patterns lately, and as I've said many times before, those are a very good thing for everybody to know, because even if you don't like that kind of gameplay, even if you get sick of seeing that kind of gameplay, if you know how to do it, you have better ideas of what its weaknesses are, when to attack against it, when to get out of the way. Even something as simple as just having a good idea of the attack intervals between weapons can just really give you a huge advantage. Because, yeah, just knowing, how long it is until a bazooka can fire again after it's fired and when to move in, that's good information, and especially at the lower costs where things don't have a half dozen sub-weapons they can switch to fight you. That's good to know. In that sense, I feel like actually the lower costs just have a more strategic feel sometimes. At the upper costs where on most suits you almost always have a weapon available, and you can keep fairly constant streams of damage going. It's a very different game. Pale Rider Cavalry is probably one of the things that starts to feel like that at the lower costs. But yeah, it just, like I said, like I've said before, the game feels different at different cost levels, and I think that's great. It's kind of like gradually introducing, more and more weapon styles, game mechanics, things like that, until you get to the top costs, and you're pretty much using everything all at once. So. But it's kind of interesting that until the Gyaradoga, there wasn't anything at the upper cost ranges that had a smoke dispenser. That kind of faded away. But, yeah, just... it's an interesting game. There's a lot to do in it, and there's a lot of different ways to play. And, let's see, Nurse Gundam is coming to back me up. The GOG has countered her. I can't get close to do anything because there's an Axaku in front of me and something behind me, so... Yeah, just bad spot. We're kind of all caught in this choke point here. Gundam Marine type, yeah. So that's always something to be watching out for, honestly. That is a pretty capable machine, so... Let's see. Spidey and Nurse are down. Nexo's doing okay, and right now I am just waiting to jump back in. I think I'm waiting for Nurse Gundam to be ready so we can all spawn in at the same time. Downside to that being, we are going to lose a couple more people, including possibly Nexo, while we're waiting on that. Yep, we're going to go now, because this should hopefully be enough people to mount a decent counterattack. Well, especially since the Dom just dropped immediately. GOG is on its way down, so if I can keep from getting attacked by the thing behind me. Oop, it just got me with melee priority. Luckily my shield took a chunk of it, and Spidey took out the GOG. So, let's see. There's something headed towards A, and I think I'm probably going to pursue. Nope, going to stick with Spidey and fight things in front of me, which is also a good plan. Fell off the bridge, now I've got whatever's behind me and in front of me, but if I can just help kill that. Yeah, I realized that I was going to be facing that more or less alone. It was time to turn around, but now they've all kind of managed to converge on me here, which is not great. Was going to try and use Hades to get out of that for a second at least, but did not have time. Yeah, just bad timing. Bad luck, basically. The rest of the team was focused on the things in front of them. I was torn between the one that the rest of the team was fighting and the one behind me. I should have just moved up to where the team was, and then once we finished off the thing in front of us, we could all have turned on the thing coming up behind me, but it's just one of those things. You often think of a lot better options after you're dead. The same is probably true of real life, but that's, a matter of opinion, I'm sure. See, there's that Dom, which since I can do good damage to it, I'm going to focus that. That's kind of just one of those things. If you can pick the target where you're going to do the most damage, it's not generally a bad idea. If not the most damage, the target where you can kill soonest. Got the high-speed Dom. See, looks like something didn't decide to come up behind me this time, so at least I have the luxury of all the enemies being in the same direction. GOG's eyeballing me, but I'm just going to start shooting it. To be honest, if it had used its iframes to move in on me, which it probably could have done, I would have been much worse off than I actually am now. Hit something other than the GOG, trying to shoot uphill at that. Waiting for the Gatling to reload. The one thing about the Pale Rider Cavalry is in exchange for having all these different weapon types, and having, at least one weapon from each damage category, it does take longer for those weapons to reload, because there has to be some kind of downside for something this capable at 350. So, and that is what the downside is. And gonna finish this person off and see if I can get something else done while there's still time. High-speed Dom again. It used its maneuver armor to get through my stun. And let's see, it looks like Nurse Gundam stopped it for a second though, so if I can get something done, that would be good. Use the missiles because they have build stun, which is more, a more guaranteed stop even with maneuver armor than anything else would be. Faster build stun than the Gatling too, so it worked out. And I probably should have just gone to Hades here, but since we're basically playing defensively, Hades does lower your defense, so probably better off to just, just stay on defense and see what I can do. And since we were on defense, tackling the GOG was good because it left me invincible for the last of the round. So, yeah, I'd say that was a pretty solid round, and I enjoyed it. So, yeah, that was good. And I took top everything, which is fairly rare. 3,300 out of 10,000 points, 735 assists, 102,000 damage, and I was targeted slightly over a fifth of the time. 7 kills and 3 deaths. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more, so till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! Lately, it seems like most of the rounds I want to run end up being on Friday nights, but it's just been a lucky streak in a way, because it comes and goes depending on what costs we're playing, who we're fighting, that kind of thing. But there's been a run of some good ones lately.